Hey, so today we're going to talk a little bit about soloing over chord changes. And using stuff you probably know to get there. So basically, when you're soloing over changes on a jazz tune, there's two kinds of notes. There's notes that are in the chord, so you got chord tones, and you got passing tones. There's details beyond that, but that's the starting point. So let's use something you probably already know and then move it into the jazz band context. So A minor pentatonic, standard issue. You have this in your brain when you are handed a guitar for the first time. It's ancestral knowledge, right? It's there. Most of us know this. If not, it's fine. That's cool. The shape is this: first fret, 8th fret, first fret, or 5th fret, 8th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 8th fret, 5th fret, 8th fret. Like standard issue blues rock kind of thing. But if you look at the top of it, we get a really great pattern for soloing. So check it out. If I play all the notes except the ring finger, I've got a minor 7th chord. So I'm thinking about A. I've got my 1 and my 3. I've got my 5 and my 7. And I've got another 3 down here. So if I just don't use the ring finger, I've got all the notes in the chord. So basically, those are all great landing points. Those are all really safe landing points in a solo. Well, what about the passing notes, right? That ring finger we took out, it's a 4. That 4 is the thing between 3 and 5, as you might remember from math class, right? So it's just there as a bridge from 2. So I've got, right, chord tones, a little passing tone here. Well, through sheer dumb luck, that ring finger works as a passing tone on the other strings too. Here's my 5, here's my 7. This is the 6. So that's the raised 6, the Dorian 6. It works, right? Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's this. In the jazz context, usually this. So 5, 7, 5, 6, 7. 1, 3. Oh, the thing between 1 and 3 is 2. So those can let me move around a little bit. And if you land on them, it's a little bit tenser, and if you land on the chord tones, it's less tense, right? Cool, great, that's terrific. What if it's not a minor 7th chord? Okay, if it's a 7th chord, then your pinky, without learning a new shape, right? We're going to take this shape and make it into the other chords. Your pinky's got to stretch. So instead of your minor 3rd, you got a major 3rd. This major 3rd on the 3rd string. It's the middle finger, and it's a new thing to remember. Do with those two facts what you will. If it helps you remember, great. This is it's a Mixolydian scale if we care about the name, but all it is, 7th chord with passing notes, right? Major 7, that stretchy thing we did with the pinky, we do it on the next string too. You can find that note back here just for having these kind of like parallel fingerings. Let's see what happens down here, right? Major shape, right? So if I can find my way up and down the A string or the E string, I can find stuff to play. D minor 7, G7, C major 7. It's all diatonic, but we can find something to play over those chords. And, you know, we'll talk about voice leading that on the next one. So we're not jumping around all over the place, but this gives you something to try. So there's chord tones, there's passing tones, and then there's executive passing tones, right? This is the thing that gets us the bebop scale or like the blues scale. So let's just put more stuff in the way. A minor, arpeggio. With passing tones, gets you kind of a Dorian scale, right? The one place that we didn't put a passing note between our chord tones, you might have noticed, 1, 7. So I can add that a couple of different places. I can go either you got to stretch one way or the other. First finger back, pinky up. Practice them both; they're both good. So that has turned our minor scale into sort of a minor bebop scale, right? But all that is you take your chord tones, you got passing tones between, like, from any chord tone to the next one. 3, 2, 1, major 7, flat 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. This is a gnarly note to land on. It's just there to get us from the 1 to the 7. So I've got this. Cool, cool. Dominant chord, 7th chord. Same thing. Little bebop licks, little bebop scales. Major 7. A couple things we can do. There's nothing between the 1 and the major 7, right? But if we want to keep this pattern, we can just grab a different note. It stops being a scale in the linear sense, but it kind of keeps that bebop thing going, right? So check it out. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go around my 7, take my 6, and then come back up to the 7. Which puts chord tones on the strong beats. It's kind of a Barry Harris move. You can get there with a chromatic. Right. So go through the tune you're working on. If you got a solo, find a couple of chords that seem that you don't know what to play over, and try going through all the steps. Arpeggio. The ring finger notes, right, to get to some kind of a diatonic scale. The name is less important than the fact that you just take the arpeggio and you add passing notes. They all have names. Names are less important. You can add the sneaky last passing note. Gets you from a diatonic scale to an octatonic scale, a little bebop scale. You know, it's instead of taking the whole shape and learning the whole scale shape and not knowing what it's for, which is how it's always taught, you learn the arpeggio. And then you find sneaky stuff to add to the arpeggio. And that arpeggio is just your pentatonic scale. You know, minus a note, right? Thing to try. So, turning chords into scales. Thanks, and see you next time.